There we go. All right.
Okay.
There we go. It's always a little glitchy in the beginning. Can you hear me, Molly?
You know what? I can hear you. I turned it up on my computer, but the phone version, my camera is.
Okay. Hold on. All right. Okay. If you are watching us live, let us know. We're going to get started in just a second. Let us work out a few little kinks. Trying to find comments. We're going to get started in just a second. Let us work out a few little. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started, Molly. Is that okay?
Can you hear me, Jackie?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay, perfect. I see in the comments people are saying they can't hear you, but I can hear you fine. So maybe we're good to go.
Okay. Hopefully so. Well, I will get the PowerPoint up and then we can get going.
Perfect.
Right. All right. Can you see it? Don't know what's going on.
Now I'm there. Now I see everything. We're good now. I see everything perfectly. Thanks, everyone, for hanging in there. We're learning as we go a little bit. All right, so we are ready to kick off this Color Me Brilliant. Well, I guess it could be called a regional meeting, but you know, these are the times now, so we're doing these virtually and we're pivoting. So of course that says March, but we are into April 1st now, and we want to start things off with an icebreaker. So those of you watching, please tell us in the comments, or even if you replay this, we want to know if you could bring back any retired set, what would it be? Jackie, I'd love to know what yours would be.
For sure, Soleil Ballet. I still to this day don't understand why they got rid of it. It was the perfect milky sheer pink, and I'm really sad it's gone.
And I would go with Monte Carlo Jackpot or Sugar Factory, which is a real big throwback. I was seeing some good comments. Shangri-La, yes. Arctic Evening, that was a good one too. Man, this could go on and on. So keep it going, girls. You never know. Home Office might do another, bring back my set type promotion. That was so fun. Was that last year we did that? For the anniversary, I think.
Yeah, that was for in June for our birthday anniversary, whatever you want to call it.
Just thought that was kind of a fun theme to get things started. But before we really dive into our training, we do want to pop up, and you guys can read through this. It is our earnings statement, and so we want to remind you that a stylist's earnings, an independent stylist, is based solely on the sale of a product to customers, consumers, and everyone's results will vary. Color Street doesn't guarantee any income of rank success. So for average stylist earnings, you can visit our income disclosure statement to see that breakdown. Okay, so the month just wrapped up. So Jackie and I pulled together some numbers really quickly. So we would love to just do a little bit of recognition here before we dive into our training. So we're going to do the top 5 for personal volume first. So for Team Manny, thanks. In 5th place was Laura Abbey with 3,247. Layla Robertson, 3,247. Amber Byrne, 3,513. Shauna Harrison, 3,723. And in the number 1 spot was Julie Lee with 4,608.
Wow. What's so funny is ours are so close in the PV. Yeah. So we have for Flourish Dynasty, Hey guys, hope you can hear me. I can finally see comments. Okay, so Julie Tobin with 3,127 in the 5th spot. Number 4, Dawn Avert, 3,153. Number 3, Rebecca Landers, 3,236. Number 2, Kalinda Slesser, 3,891. And number 1, Angela Neff, 4,581. So good job, you guys. Awesome job.
Okay, moving on to enrolling. And wow, what a great enrollment special we had. In 5th place we had a lot of people with 4, and so we had to break that tie based on their personal volume. So in 5th was Kendra Lewis with 4. Also with 4 enrollments last month was Clarice Zimmerman, and also with 4, Allison Lay. Also with 4 was Julie Lee, and in the 1st spot with 5 was Amber Byrne.
Awesome job, ladies. All right, so we had a lot of 4s and a lot of 5s. So we have Yvonne Torres with 4. She had the highest PV out of everybody who recruited 4. Then at number 4, we had Tiffany Wynn with 5. Number 3, Tamar Aguar with 5. Number 2, Robin Riggs with 5. And number 1, Bobby Elliott with 5 as well. Good, ladies.
I recognize some of those names. You guys are amazing. Okay, so we did notice a new report that you can see in your back office, which we thought was a really cool feature, and it is closed qualified parties for the month of March. And so just wanted to throw out a little recognition to Shauna Harrison, who closed out 13 parties. And Shauna, I have to say, she's just in, I think, her 3rd month as a stylist. So she is hustling hard, and she's going to go far. I can feel it.
That's amazing. I'm very inspired by that. Okay, for us, we had a tie. 2 girls at 7 parties closed, and that was Amanda Newbold and Bobby Elliott, which goes to show Bobby, she is a great leader and working her business and
leading by example. Yes.
That's right. Okay, awesome. Let's get going. Okay.
So this is our marketing collection launches, and Jacky's going to start us off with kind of an overview of what you can expect tonight.
All right, so we are so excited about this. This has been kind of a long time coming for us to hop into these, like we call them regional meetings, but really it's more of like team sideline sister meetings. So today we're going to talk about the different collections. We have been, this year, home office has kind of thrown us into a newer type schedule for launches. So we're having more mini launches, and our big catalog launches are seeming to be a little bit smaller. So what do? We have to kind of roll with the punches, pivot a little bit. It's definitely different than it was last year, but today we're going to talk about how to, what the different collections are going to look like, how to prepare for them, how to actually launch them, build excitement and engagement, and then how to maximize off of the launches post-launch, and then going into how to even use that for enrolling. All right, so why are collection launches so important to our business? We use these to create excitement. In home office, they have been looking at data over the last few years, and they have definitely noticed that these mini collections always create excitement. And so that's what we are going to learn how to do today. And so it's a great way to connect with our older customers. And then it's also a really great way to maybe pull in some new customers since they're themed, they're different. You might get some new customers who are excited about deep space, who never wanted to try color shoot before, but because now they have these cool sets that are like star themed, maybe they want to try that. So that is, that's the different, so we're going to talk about the different collections. So we have many collections. I feel like, did that skip some slides? Maybe not.
I think it just, there's one spot that it missed, and it's just saying that, exactly what you said. It creates strong sales that also opens up the conversation. And then also there was just a little tidbit thrown in that, like, what we have come to notice is that most launches happen on Tuesdays. We can't say that for certain. They always throw us a curveball from time to time, but you can also keep that in mind. So if you're looking for a night to do a nail bar, perhaps keep Tuesday nights open, because those are going to be busy days if there is a launch that day.
Okay, thanks. I totally missed that slide when I was working on it. Okay, so let's talk about mini collections. So these are going to be smaller collections, but obviously more often. Home Office has said that there will be at least 2 in each mini collection, sometimes more. And they've almost been monthly at this point, so we can continue to maybe expect them to be monthly in the future. They're always going to be themed, which is really fun. It's always fun to do like a big marketing. I just market the mess out of them. Like, you want to make it as cheesy as possible, almost. Like the space theme, we went all out with the space theme. You can do Girls Night In with different themes. This is going to create some energy. When you think things are getting a little low or dull, this is going to create some energy. And it's allowing Color Street to be more innovative, to be more creative. They're trying out different things to see what the reaction is and what the customers are enjoying most of. So they're going to use all of that to help in the future to decide what to continue to launch. And these are designed to sell out. So a sellout is a home run. That's what Home Office says. They think that that is the ultimate goal. And it's going to continue to create a sense of urgency so that we can continue to see a big boost on those days that it launches. All right, so let's talk about the assets that we have been given from Home Office each and every launch. So they're going to give us graphics, videos, and then the images that we receive in our app and on the Color Street website. But use these to create your own as much as you can. Like Molly says often, you don't want to go into Facebook jail. And what that tends to, how we tend to get there is by sharing the same graphic, the same video, the same wording as all the other stylists. So use these and make sure they're compliant when you're making your graphics, but use these as inspiration to make your own so that your VIPs see that you're doing your own thing, and Facebook's not gonna flag it, and you're not gonna get in Facebook jail. All right, so let's talk about marketing. So we obviously have our corporate social media on Instagram, Facebook that your customers can follow, and they're now starting to send out the customer emails. But what I would personally continue to do is to not necessarily rely on those customer emails from Home Office. I'm continuing to do my own marketing. Especially, I think it was this last one. Molly, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It was this last one that some people didn't even get their emails from corporate until after they had sold out. So you want to market this right up front because they can sell out. So market it in your nail bars, your VIP groups, your public social media, your stories, your posts, using that to market and not just relying on Home Office and their emails. Because I think this last one we learned the hard way. Okay, so messaging is also really important. And we'll kind of talk about in a minute what me and Molly personally do, but messaging is, out of all 4 of these, is what I focus most on. I private message, I text message, I email. I don't solely rely on my VIP Facebook group. And letting them know this is a limited time only. Trust me, you're going to want to get these because they're going to sell out quickly. Managing, setting expectations, like over, let's see, what does it say? It says over deliver and under promise. So let them know you cannot promise them anything if they're expecting you to order off of the website, but you're hoping that you can get your hands on some. Letting them know it could be anywhere from 2 to 5 days, which this last one, I think it was like that first day they sold out. There's no guarantees. These are just like a hot commodity, and you get it if you get it, and then you just, going forward, if you don't get what you wanted, you try to do better. So what I am telling my stylists and customers is, if you work full time and can't get on at the time that it launches, you need to prepare for that. You need to tell your grandmother or your mom or your sister or your coworker or your husband. Somebody needs to be on the website right when it launches, and you need to prepare for that. Okay. All right.
I think we saw that. I mean, the sorry, I'm drawing a blank at the pet collection that just launched. You know, you have to see the silver lining is that it outdid expectations. If they went so fast, but that's telling home office that our customers love that type of thing. And so it makes me hopeful for the future. They are so open to our feedback, and I know they're working hard to make the launches, you know, better for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know it's hard for the ones who work full time and might not be able to get on, but you know, we have to be creative sometimes when it comes to when we need to get what we need to get. So, alrighty, so let's talk about
Yeah.
holiday.
Jacky, what was a way that you kind of marketed your a mini collection that we've had so far?
I love everything themed. I like to kind of go all out. So for like the puppy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
pet collection, I, leading up to it, did teasers in my VIP group. I asked everybody how many pets they had, what kind of pets, the craziest pet they had, and they are kind of starting to get the idea when I start to do teasers like that. So they know something's coming. But my biggest thing is messaging behind. So text messaging, trying not to rely completely on Facebook Messenger, just because some people are not on that as much, using email, text messaging, letting them know, like we said in the slide before, like, I'm not going to guarantee you anything, but if you want me to, you know, grab you something, let me know and I will try my best. Or you can get on right at so and so time and grab them yourself.
Yeah. I've even put up a post before that says, let me know if you want notified as soon as I see these are live. And that creates a lot of conversation in the comments when people are saying, yes, they want notified. And then I can just go back to that thread and message them and drop my link in a response to the comments. So just do your best to really accommodate those who seem to really, really want these sets, and just, yeah, tell them you're going to do your best. But as we say in the classroom, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, because we know with these mini collections, another great one is right around the corner.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to move on to holiday collections and festive fun. Okay, so holiday collections are a way to add a little bit of fun to your monthly calendar. So lots of people love to accessorize their nails to match the season. It's another way to mix things up. And these are kind of sprinkled throughout the year. You know, we had St. Patty's Day and Valentine's, and gosh, Easter now is going to be over here in a week, but in less than a week. But I would hope there would be a patriotic collection coming soon. So they typically have 2 to 4 shades. And once again, these are forecasted to meet selling expectations and not have a ton of inventory left over. So this all kind of depends on how long a season lasts. Occasionally, you'll see a restock of a certain SKU or shade, but they're only going to do that if they really feel like, if we put this back out there, we're going to comfortably be able to ship it to our customers in time for that particular holiday. So last year with Crantastic, they did end up restocking that one. And of course, the result from that one was, you know, it was so popular that they decided to keep it around for our new catalog as well. So those holiday launches, you gotta, it always feels like, oh my gosh, this is so early, this feels too soon. But once it gets rolling, you do not, you know, you don't feel that way. You're just so glad you had that time.
Yes, absolutely. And I personally like that they sometimes launch so early because that gives us time to plan. So then we can sit here and we can think about, okay, what kind of themed nail bar am I going to do? What kind of games am I going to play? How am I going to use this in my VIP group? So we're going to teach you how to do that and how to prepare and plan in just a little bit. But holiday launches, you can think about having the themed nail bars and going ahead and looking at your calendar. How many do you want to throw? And then marketing it that way. And then, playing themed games. For like Easter, doing, like a scavenger hunt. You can do all kinds of games. There's really on how I find mine. I go on Pinterest and I look up direct sales VIP group games. And you guys, it's like the mother lode. It's everywhere. You could Google it. I'm sure you could ask in your team page. There's all kinds of games and things to find and look for. But that's what it gives us a little bit of time to do that when they do launch them a little bit sooner. So if y'all want to comment below on how you use holiday themes, how you market your holiday launches, your holiday sets, and let's see what y'all have to say.
Jacky, I got to tell you, every time a holiday collection launches, I order one of each and I put them away. Like I call it my Color Street vault, because before I know it, a year has gone by and now I have these hot retired holiday sets that just make booking so much easier. And my customers feel so special when I bust those back out the next year.
Yeah, that's a great point. At least getting one extra. And you could use those for booking your nail bar. They get a retired Easter set if they book an Easter nail bar with you.
I'm kind of starting to think I should do this with the mini collection too, because like I see everyone commenting about light year and dark matter, and boy, I sure wish I would have grabbed a few extra of each of those.
Yes. Yep. Okay, so let's get on to our foundation causes. These are personally some of my favorite. So you'll see, and we have a calendar in the app. It's also on the virtual office. It's really easy to find on the app. But about 8 causes per year. And these are solely to raise awareness and make a difference. Yes, it helps RPV, but this is to make a difference in ways, raise awareness. And what they usually do is they pick 2 to 4 partners to work with to donate, which I think me and Molly probably hold this dear to our hearts as well, because we got to meet over the foundation, I guess, when we went to New York. So, okay, so let's talk about the actual launches. So they have recently changed the way that they're doing it. So we now will get the assets, and the charity will be announced on the first Monday of a cause month. So the next month is May 2020. So next month, it's brain cancer awareness. So we will find out we'll get the assets and we'll find out the charities on that first Monday, and then the first Tuesday, the day after, the nail strip will actually be available to purchase. So a little bit of kind of a backstory. So far, Color Street has given $2.4 million, which is insane to me. That Mr. Park's heart behind this is very pure and genuine. I know in the very beginning when they started it, they only did $2 from each set sold. And then it turned out to where he would just always go above and beyond. And so now they just give a certain amount no matter what we sell. So this is something else to think about, you guys. If your heart is giving and partnering with foundations, you can take, and this is something to think about, take next month and find a local brain cancer, foundation or charity. And you can partner with your local ones. So that kind of takes it even a step further if you like that arena.
And Jacky, when we got to meet with Trisha, who's in charge of the foundation portion of Color Street at home office, I remember, I don't know if it was you that asked, but someone said, like, how do you decide if you're going to put ribbons or glitter on the set? And I think her answer really kind of hit us because she explained that the set is designed to create a conversation. So that's kind of why they're a little, I guess, flashier than some of our other sets.
Yeah, I was the one who asked that because, I from the South, we don't do a lot of like it's not designs are not popular, and I was one of the ones that questioned it. I said, all of them have ribbons, and it sometimes feels difficult to sell those, and that was exactly what she said. Their heart is to raise awareness, to start the conversation, to bring that awareness to what we're promoting at that month. So that's why they are a little flashier than some, and you need to wear them. I used to not wear them, and now I currently make it a point to wear every single one because I want to be involved in that process. So,
wouldn't you say it's true? It really does strike conversations. People are always saying, "Oh, what does that stand for?" And, "Oh,
yeah.
what are those for?" And so, yeah, it is. It's a great way to talk about the business, but also talk about how we give back.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Okay. Catalog launches. Okay. These are our core offerings. And you see that gorgeous catalog there that you guys probably all stocked up on. The catalog launches happen twice a year for spring and for fall. And these are the big launches. These are the sets that are designed to stay in stock, different from a mini collection. These are going to last the season. So with this decision to offer more of the mini launches, they've adjusted the core shades released in the catalog. There used to be 85, but they've reduced that down to 65 so that they can focus on more of these seasonal mini collections to add exciting things kind of sprinkled in between the two big launches. So about 1 or 2 weeks before we have a big launch, like we just had with spring, home office is offering stylists the opportunity to purchase a bundle. And these are a way to give us a little time to prep a bit for the launch. So I am a huge fan of bundles. It's a great investment. First of all, it's a great, deal on the sets, and it's a great way to get your hands on them and get a look at them and start wearing them so that we have those real nail fees to kind of show too before the launch. And you can also create your own content. I mean, like, do a boomerang video showing the back of a set and say, look what I have. I'm dying to flip this around and show you what it is. These types of things. You can be unique and creative and build excitement using your own personality and teasing your customers a bit about that. So, Jacky, I don't know about your girls or Flourish Dynasty, but are you guys big fans of pre-ordering a bundle?
Yes, we love the bundles. we do. I love it because I feel like anytime to express exclusiveness is always fun because as stylists we have so many exclusive things, and that's one of them. And so I have so many customers who they're like beating down my door every time I start to talk about a bundle because they know what that means. They know that, something's coming. So I personally love bundles. And I just like I'm going to get them anyways. I'm going to get
Yeah.
every set anyways. So I think it's fun just to go ahead and grab them all together.
But like even 3 years into this, you're still just as excited to get that bundle each and every time. I mean, it's like Christmas morning. I track my shipping and I cannot wait. And this kind of is jumping the gun just a bit, but it is a great enrolling and recruiting technique to reach out to those obsessed VIPs and best customers and let them know, like, guess what I have access to today? Why are you not doing this with me? Because it is, like Jacky said, just such an exclusive part, and just makes us feel kind of part of a club that everyone should be a part of, right?
Yes, absolutely. Someone just asked for the bundles, do you normally FedEx it? always FedEx.
Me too.
I mean, if I'm spending my money on a bundle, I'm getting it there as fast as I can get it.
And I don't want to have FOMO. Like I
No.
don't even like to see when other stylists have them before I do. They're
Yeah,
slow to get to Iowa for some reason, but yes, always FedEx with almost any exclusive or pre-order of a set.
yes. Okay, so let's get into kind of the good stuff. So, how to prepare. You're going to set goals. And I mean, this is with any part of your business. This is in recruiting, sales, nail bars. You have something that you're wanting, you set goals and you write them down. So, what goals do you want to achieve this month? So, with the launches, knowing monthly, we're having mini collections. What goal do you have for that month, or for the season if it's a holiday launch? Rank advancement. Knowing all of these things and writing it down is really important. And I really encourage you guys to also share this with your upline or share it with your sideline sister that you're working with. So writing it down, but then also inviting someone to help you keep accountable and do it together, because you can write it down and think of it in your mind all day, but if you haven't told anybody, it's really easy to back out of that, right? So telling someone your goals, whether it be your upline, downline, sideline, whichever way, it's going to help you keep yourself accountable. So how are we going to do this? I like to call this reverse engineering. So you're going to look at your goal. Say your goal is to sell $600 that month. Then you're going to kind of reverse engineer that. How many nail bar bookings do you need to book? How many sales in your VIP group do you need to have? How many one-on-one behind the scene chats, if you're talking about recruiting, do you need to have? And all of this is what's going to help all of this is thinking about those launches and preparing for it. So then you want to plan and block out your calendar. Again, writing it down, matching the how to your what. So writing it down, calendar plan, and that's what's going to kind of get you started on how to prepare. So let's chat about planning your strategy to create your launch calendar. So social media, scheduling posts is about the only way I post, especially in my VIP groups and nail bars. So if you are not scheduling out posts yet, I highly encourage you to do that on Facebook. You can schedule everything out. There's also different third-party apps for nail bars that you can do. But going ahead and sitting down, looking at your calendar, looking at a holiday that's coming up, what does your month need to look like? So for March, with Easter being right here at the right at the beginning of April, I sat down and I kind of mapped it out of what I wanted my post in my VIP group to look like, kind of around the whole Easter theme or spring theme. But you can create your own images that's really going to be eye-catching, and I use Canva and Over. Molly, I don't know, do you have different apps that you use?
I do use Over a lot, and I've just kind of gotten into even just creating a story on Instagram, but not actually posting it, just screenshotting it and cropping it, because the fonts on there are really nice and easy, and you can add the little stickers of Color Street and arrows, and it just play around and make it fun and try to personalize it, and also add yourself into the pictures as much as you can. If you go to background eraser, just Google background eraser, you can take a picture of yourself and put that on your VIP cover photo and things like that. So anytime you can personalize your graphics a little bit, I think just adds that personal touch, I guess.
Yeah. And when we're talking about maybe a holiday, so you could look at the holidays coming up. Go ahead when you have 15 random minutes, instead of scrolling Instagram or watching Netflix, go ahead and start creating just some random, images or graphics around those holidays. You're going to use them at some point, but using your time wisely, so you're not all, we get an announcement that Easter sets are being launched and you have nothing planned. Being prepared is the most important thing. Another thing to help with your social media is going live weekly. We share about this all the time. 2 to 3 minutes. It can be super quick, make it fun, interactive. And you can find many trainings on that if y'all are not utilizing the Connect the Dots or Tuesday trainings. But there's many trainings on going live, what to do, what to say. But just doing a quick 2 to 3 minutes a week can help tremendously.
And like you said, Jacky, when you have that little pocket of time where, hey, maybe you're having a good hair day or something, have a little mini photo session, because again, using that background eraser or Instagram stories where you can add a Santa hat to your face or bunny ears for Easter, it's not as hard or as stressful as it needs to be if you have kind of those stock photos tucked away to use for these types of mini collections or holiday themed.
Yes. And I think that's one thing, if you were to ask anyone who feels, or anyone who you think looks on top of their game all the time, it's a lot of planning. And it's a lot of taking, just like Molly said, taking pictures when you're looking good and then posting it when you're not looking so good. But yeah, so preparing is going to be your best friend. Okay, so nail bars, when you're thinking about booking nail bars based on holidays or based on even mini collection, past hosts are going to be your best friend. I have so many loyal, like consistent hostesses who, for some whatever reason, I cannot talk them into being a stylist, but they love being a host. I always go back to them if it's been, several months. And then recent nail bar guests. So using the guest in your nail bars at this moment who have either purchased or is super interactive, going ahead and inviting them, hey, we're going to have a holiday, launch coming up eventually. So would you want to go ahead and book a party around that time? And then obviously your new customers and VIPs. And something, just in case you've never heard of a to-go nail bar, that is a really smart, especially right now when a lot of people are not getting together. They're starting to get together with friends and stuff, but still maybe not getting together with strangers. These to-go nail bars are very smart. So it's basically your hostess, or however many hostesses you want to have. You can get them, either mail it to them or drop it off at their house, give them catalogs. You could even give them samples, sets, everything that you would bring to their house for an in-home party, they get, and they share it with their friends. So it's a to-go nail bar. And then I'm going to tell you this, if they rock that, they are your future stylists, because they are doing everything that we do, but not getting paid. So I highly encourage you to try those to-go nail bars if you have not. All right.
So now we're going to just chat quickly about how to build the excitement and the engagement. We kind of talked about that just a tiny bit, but now that your pre-launch is kind of in place, you have a game plan, it's time to look at the launch and how to continue that excitement and engagement. So there are some important tasks that you want to consider for a launch. So share tips to get your nails ready for the season. What are your best tips? Everyone wants to look good for New Year's Eve, those type of things. Share stories of your own holiday and seasonal traditions. It doesn't have to be nails all the time. These stories are about you. So are you taking a trip, or do you have a favorite recipe? Or maybe you could do a quick live video decorating cookies with your kids. Share and invite your audience to also participate and have a little peek into your world. Exclusive release day specials. So people love exclusives, so you can invite your customers for a sneak peek at a set, right? You could do some teases in your VIP group. Drop an emoji if you want a sneak peek, and then you say, I'm going to send you a message. Then they have to look at their message to see the sneak peek, and you can continue the conversation in Messenger, because that is where the magic can happen. And hey, you can plant the seed for a party or beyond. Mailing out catalogs. Now is the time that I'm kind of at that point where it's time to get some parties on the books and reconnect and kind of clean up my VIP space. So I've been looking through people that I haven't connected with in a while, or they haven't commented, and I'm just using the catalog as a way to break the ice. haven't heard from you in a while, wanted to see if I could mail you an accent Tuesday nail and a spring catalog. Hope you're doing well. Is your mailing address the same? And it's great. It just kind of wakes them up, and it's a great way to also throw in a written note or maybe a scratch off card or something to get them to come back to you to redeem. Let's see. Again, private messaging them pictures of the shades. They're going to feel so special if you thought of them. Like, let's say they loved Made in Milan, like they love those deep, rich colors. You can even search the SKU number from a set that maybe reminds you of that set. So Made in Milan, I could search my Gmail for that SKU, see all my past customers that ordered that, and make a point to reach out and say, you are not going to believe this set, Dark Matter. It has your name written all over it. So really dig deep to think of ways you can use these specific colors to make personal connections with your past customers.
Great tips. Okay, I'm going to chat about building excitement and engagement in your VIP groups, which is my personal favorite. I have loved the mini collections personally. I do, though, hear sometimes that you might feel like you are exhausting your customers with all the little launches. But to be honest, our vibe and our attitude about it is going to overflow to our VIPs. So if we're feeling overwhelmed, they're going to feel overwhelmed. We don't want them to feel overwhelmed. We are going to be excited. We are going to act like this is the best news that has dropped all year long for each and every launch. So I highly encourage you guys to go with the punches. If you're feeling like this is different, it's because it is. We've never done anything like this before. So this year is going to look different. So we kind of just have to adapt to it. We're going to see how home office likes it, and if we'll move forward, next year with this. But in your VIP groups, every launch is the best launch. Okay, so doing sneak peeks, having fun, getting them excited a couple of days before the launch. Sometimes we don't know when a launch is coming. Most of the time we do. We can kind of sense when it's coming. I like to go live. I like to talk about what's coming up. I might even show a sneak peek if I got a bundle. But going live is really important for your launches. Flash sales, out with the old, in with the new, right? So I do this a few weeks before, especially the spring catalog and the fall catalog. But I also like to do this kind of every now and then, like before maybe a Halloween. Before a Halloween launch, I will get, if I have any retired Halloween from the year before, and I'll go live and I'll offer those in a flash sale. You can do this in obviously you have to do any sort of sale in your private VIP groups, but you can also do bulk orders, and you can do an inventory sale if you have a lot in your inventory. And then the next thing that I don't know if we talk about a lot, mystery host nail bars. That's a really good way to get your VIP groups kind of, if you feel like it's crickets, getting them back into the swing of things. So basically the group, there's no hostess. So your group, whoever orders through that link, you'll do like a raffle, kind of a raffle where you'll draw names from whoever ordered, and then they will earn the hostess reward. So that's a great way to get your VIP group, back in action. Okay, so let's talk about, if y'all want to comment below so we can get your ideas. What activities do you do in your VIP group when it comes to launches? So y'all share that with us below. Okay, let's talk about a couple of do's and don'ts. We get incredible images and assets, like I talked about before, from home office, but we encourage you guys to create your own. And again, I went over that. You don't want to be sharing the same thing everybody else is sharing. You want to create some excitement and branding for your own VIP group and your own followers. So create your own images. If you don't have time and you work full time and that's just one thing that you don't really like to do, it's okay. Use the images and the assets that were given. But if at all possible, if you have an extra 10 minutes, instead of watching Netflix, create your own images. Okay, don't post salesy selling images. post educational, relatable, engaging images. So instead of the graphic that we get that has the 2 strips in the collection that's being launched, instead post a picture of yourself. Say it. Let's take the dog, pet, cat collection. Instead of posting the graphic, post a picture of you and your animal with your face in it. That's relatable. That's much more relatable than just slapping a graphic into your VIP group. Engaging images. So, whatever the theme is, put your face in it somehow, and then ask questions in your posts. So, how many pets do you have? What kind of pets do you have? What are their names? How did you get them? Just asking questions is really important. Okay, don't spam Facebook Messenger with a generic message. Not a hey girl. We don't do hey girls. But do text, email, message personally. So say their name. Look back on their Facebook. Maybe they have a picture of their dog. I'm using the dog as an example. The set or the mini collection we just did. See if they have any pictures of their animals. Message them and say, hey, your dog is the cutest. I was looking back and I saw that you have a cute little puppy. I think you would like this set, and kind of go into the message, but don't do the whole generic hey girl messages. They don't quite work anymore or ever. I don't think if they work ever.
Okay. Think about your own shopping experience that you've gone through. I'm sure we've all purchased from a party of some sort, and what made you feel special? Think of yourself as the customer and what you would want. You would want a personal message that related to you versus a copy and paste. So let's talk about how to maximize opportunities after the launch happens. So you're going to want to look for connections and future business potential. So thank yous are huge. Create some sort of a personal thank you card. I just had some printed over the holidays because there's just some great printing discounts at that time, but it's just a picture with my family picture on it, and it just says, every time you like or respond to a post in my group, it really helps my small business. And there's a spot where I can write a note on that. So I really encourage you guys, if you're trying to build and make connections, take that time to send a thank you to everyone in your group. And you can do that over private messenger. The voice messenger is great too, or snail mail is great. Who doesn't want to receive something special in the mailbox? Invite everyone into your VIP group if they aren't already. The follow-up tool in the app is really great for that because it literally sends you a message to follow up with your customers. So it doesn't get much easier than that. Offer a follow-up chat to build the relationship. So you can offer to show them how to apply their set, or if they need to see a demonstration, just offer some value to them, especially if they're a first-time customer. And then, of course, you want to, if they're telling you how much they love the nails, then say, you know what, I would love to spoil you and your friends. Why don't you let me throw you a little nail social or nail bar or girls' night in, whatever you want to call it. And just let them know it's just a chance to get their friends together and let you kind of showcase the product and earn them some free and half-price nails. So I want to show you a little sample script that you can follow as you're having these types of conversations. So here's a sample script with 3 different scenarios. So get to know an attendee better by building up the relationship and offering the stylist opportunity. So if you've made a specific connection with somebody, you want to find ways that you can keep that conversation moving. Like, you do show me a GIF of what you do for a living. If somebody is at the front of a classroom, like doing jumping jacks, I've seen that GIF, then I know that connection. Then I can private message, what grade do you teach? And are you in person or not? Just look for ways to make those connections. So also thank your nail bar guests. Loved meeting another Bachelor fan. If someone was talking about Bachelor being their favorite show, I'd love to hear how that Tokyo Lights looks at your anniversary party. You know, so you're learning these little bits of information during these events, whether in your VIP group or your nail bar groups. And it's relationship building. Make a specific time to follow up. Hey, will Thursday at 9 o'clock work for you? If they show interest in chatting a little more about what it takes to host a nail bar or even the opportunity. So I noticed you ordered 2 sets, the buy 3, get 1 free, and 2 French sets. And because you can decide what you loved best, and because you're such a fan, it's time to book that nail bar so I can show you how fun it is. Are you, free April 15th or the 19th? And then if someone's really, really engaged and the first one to comment on these upcoming launches, you mentioned once how fun it would be to do what I do, and you obviously love this product. You look forward to these launches as much as I do. Do you want to chat about this upcoming launch? I know this would be a great time to get started, and it'd be a great product to offer in your launch party. So just making those connections and making sure they're genuine. So let's talk a little bit about like enrolling opportunities. So this launch could be what attracts somebody to join Color Street. I think I saw the number of sets we sold on the spring launch, and it was, I want to say 8 million. I could be wrong, but like using those numbers to create conversations. Our last catalog launch brought in this much. Why aren't you on this rocket ship with me? You could chat with your hosts, customers, jot down notes of reasons why you thought of them. And, they're going to throw some objections at you. And one thing I always try to keep in mind is, it's the perfect time. We just launched blank. We haven't even blank, so fill in those blanks. We just launched the spring collection and we haven't even gone global yet. Things like that. Let me see what else. So you also want to remember that enrolling, it isn't about us, it's about them. So it's our job to offer it to them, whether or not, we in our minds believe they would want to do this. We got to offer it, and they can be the decision maker if it's right for them. So share about the collection, the opportunity, why you thought of them. And again, your timing couldn't be more perfect. It's a great time. We just launched. It's almost time for, and we haven't even. So you throw in those things that you want, the app redemption points, the mini collection, the next foundation set. With Color Street, that's the beauty. There is always that next great thing coming. Okay, so here's this visual that I love because it reminds us of the steps that we should take for these collection launches. So each step builds upon the last. We've thrown a lot of ideas at you, and so I hope that you all can just experiment. These mini collections give us that opportunity to try new things and figure out what makes our groups tick. You don't have to do a mystery hostess and a live sale and all those things at one time. Just try a different little approach to each mini collection and see which one you love and mix and match. So each step builds upon the last, and we keep going higher and closer to our destination. Another quote that I love is, there's no elevator to success, you have to take the stairs. And I heard this on a Connect the Dots recently. If there were an elevator, though, it would be called parties or nail bars, right? Because those really do shoot us to the top.
Yeah, and if I can just add like a quick, because I think sometimes, maybe it's just me, I look at these little quotes or these little visuals and I kind of like brush them off. But like, hear us out on this when Molly talks about, you don't have to do every single thing that we've thrown at you. Try one thing, set the goal of that one thing, make the plan of that one thing, get to work, stick to that one thing, and see if it works. And it might not work. but it is all about trial and error. If you know, us is, sorry, of course I get a phone call. Oh, hold on. Let me get back. But if we gave up on that first, you know, thing that didn't work, we wouldn't be here. So I'm all about the trial and error. I love trial and error. If something doesn't work, I just learned that doesn't work. It was a learning lesson. I move on. So you're either succeeding or you're learning. There's no failure. You're always going to find something that didn't work, so you go on to the next thing.
You mentioned like doing a retirement type party before a big seasonal launch, and I did try that last season and it wasn't that great. But then I decided I did it last year, I'm going to do it again, and I think that my customers knew what to expect and they were way more excited because it felt familiar. So the first time might not be great, but don't be afraid to try it again, and your customers will see that consistency, and they might jump on it the second time.
Yeah, that's with anything I've ever tried new. I tried the subscription boxes some stylists do, and the first time nobody wanted one. The second month, one person wanted one, and the third month, two people. So it built on it. No, not everybody is going to jump on the bandwagon the first time. Same thing with the live flash sale. The first live flash sale I did was awful, so bad. Then I did it again, and it got better and better. So I think you can sense the theme that we're saying. Don't give up if something doesn't work on that first time. Okay, so we talked about a lot today, the different collection launches, how to prepare for it, building that excitement and engagement for the actual launch, and then maximizing on the opportunities from all these mini collections and catalog collections and holiday collections, and then how to enroll and use those collections to talk, you know, maybe get those potentials over the edge of thinking about it and finally jumping in. So with that, the training's like technically, well, no, it's not. Molly's going to talk to us about the actions.
Well, yeah, we just have a few more company little updates to share with you. But first, like, let's take action. We've thrown a lot at you. So for every launch, give yourself about 2 weeks to kind of think ahead of it. And we don't always have that time, but some of these you're going to come to expect, right? You're going to come to expect the seasonal big catalog launches. You're going to come to expect the holiday launches. So you can plan ahead for some of those. And you know many collections are coming. You just don't know what the colors are. So you can set a goal. You can get your calendar ready. You can get envelopes stamped and ready to go so that you're not so burnt out at that time of the launch. You can schedule out some posts that you have control over. You can establish those connections. You can interact with your VIPs between now and the big launch to make those connections. Have those conversations with potential stylists. Keep a note of if you offer the opportunity for the last launch, maybe you don't want to reach out to them in another month when they already just said not right now. Maybe wait for the next launch and maybe they'll be ready to hear from you again. So following up with everyone is key, and making sure you maximize every launch. So here is to nailing all of your Color Street launches. So we do just have a few news and updates for you as well. This is kind of great because we just have a little bit of a breather, right? I mean, I don't know of any mini collection coming this week or anything like that. It kind of just gives us time to really process this. But what we do know is there will be a foundation strip in May for brain cancer awareness that is coming up. And then you know, you could just start thinking ahead if there's anyone that you can personally connect with that might feel passionate about that organization, and maybe just give them the heads up that it's coming.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I'll add to that, because for me, I don't want to ever make someone feel like I am using their sickness or something that they're dealing with in order to make money. So if you have that feeling, maybe if you do know someone really close to you, partner with them and ask them, like, how can I bring more awareness to this? Like, not just our strips when it launched, but how can I help bring awareness? So then when you're wanting to promote the strip, how else to, pair something with it that really will get the conversation going, because like we said, that's the heart of the foundation. It's great to have a fun set. It helps boost our PV a little bit, but we need to take on that heart that Mr. Park has and Trisha has and use it for bringing awareness. So start thinking about someone that you can maybe partner with and ask them, hey, I know you're going through this. How can I better partner with you to bring more awareness? And also maybe looking at some local charities as well. All right, so let's talk about our promotions that we have still going on. Wow, March was incredible with all the incentives and promotional things that they did, but we do still have some more going on. So we have our continued Circle of Excellence this first half of the year, so from January 1st to July 31st. You can find all of these in the app as well to get more detail. To save time, I'm not going to kind of go over everything. And then don't forget about the Ready to Rank. That is a huge bonus that they're doing right now, and you want to take advantage of that because it will end in July or end of July. So those are the two promotions.
So your Color Street app, even if you've had the app for a while, I recommend deleting it and reinstalling the latest version, because that follow-up tool has really been improved, as well as the app redemption aspect. So you're able to redeem your credit for the swag store credit. And Jacky, what was the latest from home office on that? They're kind of trying to clear the shelves, so to speak, to make room.
Yeah, you'll see several of them out of stock, and what they said is that they're trying to kind of clear those out, and they'll see what was most popular. It might come back exactly as is, or they might tweak it and it might look a little bit different. But there is in the future plans to restock some things.
And really, I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, I'm just going to say, training yourself and utilizing these trainings, they are short and sweet, and you are earning points to get free stuff. I mean, you can't beat that. So this next slide shows a teammate of mine who just worked her way through some of the app trainings and was just able to cash in on all kinds of swag. So, she spent that time, even when we couldn't redeem the points, she was still just doing all the trainings, and it helped her business immensely. And she was just so happy to get all that free swag.
Yeah, and even if some of these things are not things that you would necessarily want and use, they're free. So get something anyways, use them as incentives for booking parties or sales, or even you can't incentivize like having someone sign up, but you can use it for your teams, booking nail bars and that kind of stuff. But it all has to be within a private group, just a reminder.
So here's a look at like some of the swag store items. I don't know what's still in stock and what isn't, but I don't know. The tumblers and the water bottles are great. I have one of the jackets. The display is awesome. So, and I know Jacky and I both wear hats all the time. So that hat looks really cute. I hadn't seen that one before.
I know. I think I want to. Does Leah? I think Leah was wearing that one. Maybe I can't remember. But okay, tech tip. This is kind of what we were talking about earlier. There's a couple of different things that they've added to the custom report section, which is so exciting because we all love getting recognized, and we all love recognizing. So using this to your advantage, it helps motivate the team. It helps people feel like you're watching, you're noticing. So in your downline report, you can go to customer team and then custom reports, and you can see where you can look at BQ streaks. So you can recognize people who have BQ'd consistently each and every month. Do a graphic, shout them out, let them know you notice and you are seeing. And I would make a point, if you do have a team, make a point to, I love Google Calendars. So in my Google Calendar, I schedule out the same day every single month to recognize this kind of stuff so I don't forget. Because if I don't have my calendar, I will forget.
That BQ streak is great. That's going to really tell you who your consistent players are as you're looking to grow a team as well. So I just love that feature. And like at the beginning of the meeting here where we showed you that you can now see top for closed qualified nail bars per month. That shows up in your downline report as well. So keep an eye on that. Look who is closing out those parties and be sure that you are reaching out and asking them what they're doing and if they'll share with your team how they are getting all these bookings, because we want to know these things, right? And they're obviously doing something right if they're closing out 5 or more parties a month.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, so Bobby Elliott, she was our top in qualified closed parties for last month. She was also top in sales. So
there's a pattern there.
All right, so customer service, we have those extended hours. It started in on March 1st. So the Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And I'm pretty sure that's Central Standard Time. Is that right, Molly?
That sounds right. I always think CST, Color Street Time, is the way they operate for most things. So
it is. Yeah, that's smart. Okay, and then Saturday, 9 to 5:30.
These are the business tools. When you log into your virtual office, to the left, you'll see all the colorful little links you can choose. There's your pay portal, but there's the print portal as well. And that is a place where you can see great images to order your business cards, order some personalized thank you cards and things like that. And if it's your first time ordering, the code is Color Street 50, all one word. And that will take, I believe it's 50% off your first order. So who doesn't love a good promo code? I'll type that in the comments here too. And then just ways to stay connected, guys. We have so many great resources. The Monday newsletter that comes out. We have our Tuesday training calls, which are posted in the app, so you can click and rewatch them anytime that works for you. You can look back at trainings from 2-3 years ago. It's all wonderful information, and the topics will definitely apply to whatever you need. We have the new stylist call every Wednesday, and if you can't be on live, again, they update a new replay link every single week in the Getting Started section of your stylist app. So make sure you listen to that call. Even if you're not a brand new stylist, you should hop on that call. I did this a few weeks ago, and wow, it's so good to hear that information and just hear the basics again to get yourself back on track. You can get those text alerts, and then make sure you're following all of the social media platforms for the business, because sometimes I see things there that I didn't even realize were happening. So it's very, very, very helpful. So I know Jacky and I have a goal to bring you more of these virtual meetings. It's been really fun. We've loved having you tune in. And remember, you can share this same link that you used to hop on this video. You can share it with your team, and that's the great part about YouTube. You could skip ahead to the parts you need to hear one more time.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so that's it. So it was a little over an hour.
Yeah, it was just right over.
Yeah, action-packed, lots of info. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night. So be thinking, planning ahead. We probably will have something this month. No idea when, but just having a plan. Think about it, you guys, okay? And don't get overwhelmed. If you have any questions, let us know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We're going to do our next one in a couple of weeks on follow-ups. So yeah, I hope y'all have an awesome night. Thanks, Molly.
Thank you, Jacky. Good night.
All right.
Have a good one.